So it's currently the nicest day that it's been in probably 5 months. It's about 55 degrees here in Illinois. It's been maybe 20 degrees on average for the past couple months. So this is nice. So a while back I made a video about my Miata, and I made a video about selling it. Well, things have changed, and I'm going to talk about why I'm going to keep it, but let's get it out. Got to do a bunch of maintenance on it. I have spark plugs, oil, got to replace the battery, not replace it, put it back in. So let's get right into it. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to do an oil filter, oil change. That'll be very nice. And I also am going to be doing spark plugs. I think, spark plugs are just one of those things that they're very cheap and they're just good maintenance to do for a turbo car like this, which is not exactly meant to be running this much power from the factory. So keeping up on maintenance, very, very important. These are the spark plugs I'm going to be running. They are NGK, and I'm going to double check the gap that I currently have and just match it up because I'm pretty sure I gapped it down because it was misfiring a little bit. Oil, some 10W40. This is what Flyin Miata recommends, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm currently measuring the gap between the old spark plugs and the new spark plugs. It is at 0.030. So this new one is at about 0.043, I'd say. So we're gonna go ahead and gap the new ones down a bit just to match. All right, that looks about good, so we'll go ahead and throw this guy back in. Alright, so these spark plugs are in. Those are all good. Gapped to the old settings, so we'll see how the car runs and adjust if needed. Right now, going to worry about changing the oil, and after that, put the battery in and go for a drive. Okay, so I didn't have a great selection in oil filters. Typically, I like to run STP because it fits that oil filter tool really well. But we got a CarQuest oil filter. This should be fine. It'll do the trick. And yeah. got a perfect first try, just saying. All right, so we have oil, we got spark. Next thing we're going to do is put the battery back in and Alright, so everything is prepped. I'm just going to turn the car on. So if you're wondering about the exhaust, I have the quiet setup on, so I've got the full muffler. I'm going to be taking it back to Michigan, so I want it to be quiet for that 5-hour drive of 4,500 RPM that this car does, so yeah, quiet exhaust. Alright, so I ate some lunch, cleaned up the garage. Time to take this thing for a drive, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get gas or not. I probably should, because the old fuel has been here for, 4 months. You know what, I should. Yeah, I'm going to get gas.
You're watching Speedway TV, where you get more with Speedy Rewards.
I'm keeping my Miata for another year, maybe another 2 years. Now, the reason why is because with COVID, the used market is completely trashed for cars. The cars that I was looking for were a C506 Corvette, 370Z, NC Miata, and those were all like $8,000 more than they should have been post-COVID. And I cannot justify supporting a market that's that inflated. I can't. So I'm going to be keeping my Miata. I've got a good amount of modifications planned, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of track days, so it's going to be a good year as always. And I'm very, very optimistic to be moving back to Michigan. Either I've made a video and posted it, or I will post a video later. Essentially, I'm moving back to Michigan because my life is not happy right now, and I'm going to be much happier in Michigan, and with that, the channel is also going to be much more improved. I'll talk about later in that other video, but anyway, yeah, let's get some good shots of this car.
Yeah, bottles on me, long as someone drink it, never drop the ball, fuck it, y'all thinking, making sure the young money ship is never sinking, about to set it off in this bitch, Jada Pinkett, I shouldn't have drove, tell me how I'm getting home. You too fine to be laying down in bed alone. I can teach you how to speak my language, Rosetta Stone. I swear this life is like the sweetest thing I've ever known. Like the gold thriller, Mike Jackson on these niggas. All I need is a fucking red jacket with some zippers. Super good Smith-O, a package of the swishers. Did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker. Y'all know them, well fucking me either. Point the biggest skeptic.